Hello there and welcome from me, Rukidi Edward Kijanangoma, to UBC Lunchtime News this Thursday, the 7th day of March 2024. We're coming to you live online and on air from Broadcast House here on Nile Avenue. We'll begin with the education sector, where 99% of the candidates who sat Senior 6 in 2023 passed and qualified to get the UACE certificate. While releasing the exams with Ministry of Education and Sports at State House Nakaseru, the Executive Director UNEB, Dan Odongo, said if university admissions to degree course are still considered 2 principal passes as minimum requirements, then 73.7% qualify to be admitted this year compared to 70.3% of 2022. The First Lady and Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Kataha Museveni, said it's her prayer that take serious feedback from the examiners to sustain the gains. Take a watch.
Of education examination results from Professor Celestine Obua, the chairperson, Uganda National Examinations Board. Thank you very much, cameramen and women, for the right shots. And
the third examination that Uganda National Examination Board administers annually. UNEB reported that the process went smoothly, similar to the previous 2 exams whose results we had already made public. This gives us all reason to express our gratitude to the Lord for his faithfulness indeed, since today's release commemorates a total number of 1,208,351,000 of our young people who have completed all the 3 levels of our basic and secondary education cycle. I am pleased to note that the inexplicable decline in candidature, which we have been observing before, has been reversed with a very significant increase of over 12,000 candidates this year, or at least last year's exams. This is the way it ought to be, since we are witnessing a steady increase in candidature at the lower levels, which should translate into an increase at this level also. Notably, both UNEB chairperson and the executive director's reports indicate that science and mathematics entries have also increased. Although we are not where we want to be exactly, at least we are moving, and we pray that we will get to where we want to be. This is a positive development because, as I stated previously, having more learners taking sciences at this level will provide the desired pool of candidates to take science-based courses at the university and tertiary levels. Without prejudice to other disciplines, it should be appreciated that science and mathematics are crucial in propelling development in industry, medicine, and related fields, as Mr. Dong reported. I'm also pleased to note an improvement in biology at the UACE, as well as a marked rise in principal passes at this level. This is commendable. In the past, this important science subject had not been done well for whatever reasons. My hope is that by addressing the areas of concern that UNEB publishes annually, this improvement will be sustained. It is now my hope and prayer that the head teachers and teachers take seriously the feedback from UNEB, as you heard Mr. Odongo request to our teachers. In order to sustain these gains, we need to see more commitment from our teachers, really. Please be there for your learners and ensure you provide them with both the theory and the practical skills they need to learn. Please remember that teaching is a calling, and its rewards and joy are in the success of your learners. I urge the head teachers to provide good leadership, because this will enable us to sustain the positive results we have realized this year. Results of the 2023 Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education for the public use. I thank you, and God bless you all.
Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Kataha Museveni, releasing the 2023 USCE examination results. Now, government has revealed that the Inspectorate of Government and the Auditor General have taken an interest in the ongoing online Parliament exhibition exposing corruption within the legislative arm of government. Dr. Chris Baryomunsi, Minister for ICT and National Guidance, has acknowledged the Ugandans behind the exhibition, stating that it is healthy to demand accountability from those entrusted with handling public resources. He has assured that once a report is received from the findings, appropriate action shall be taken against the implicated officers.
And we want to thank them and encourage them to expose more, not only the Parliament, but the other government departments. Because the money that we spend to run the government is taxpayers' money. And therefore, exposing what happens within our ministries, within our departments, within the Parliament is heresy in as far as the NRM government is concerned. Because you vote us, you put us in positions of responsibility, you entrust us with that responsibility, spend the money on your behalf, and therefore it is okay for you to know what happens. So I commend the people behind that the agencies responsible for issues of accountability have already picked these issues in Parliament. For instance, the Inspectorate of Government has already commenced on examining what has been displayed in the public and the other state bodies, and we shall definitely wait for their reports. And the assurance I can give you is that where there is wrongdoing, action will definitely be taken. Because I must repeat that the NRM government believes in zero tolerance to corruption. But again, it sounds a warning to all those who are responsible for handling public resources that this all be guided, that we handle these resources on behalf of citizens, and every action, every decision we take should be in the interest of the citizens whom we serve.
Now, the late Ali Hassan Mwinyi, Tanzania's second president, has been posthumously eulogized and commended for his dedicated service. Mwinyi, who held office from 1985 to 1995, succeeded the country's founding president, Mwalimu Julius Nyerere. His passing occurred just 3 months before his 99th birthday, following hospitalization on February 24th due to a chest illness. Another team from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, led by State Minister John Mulimba, praised Mwinyi for his pivotal role in reuniting the East African Federation and fostering increased trade among nations. The late president's contributions were acknowledged as instrumental in shaping the regional landscape during his tenure. In commemorating Ali Hassan Mwinyi's legacy, the nation reflects on his significant impact on diplomacy, regional cooperation, and the promotion of economic ties.
Of His Excellency Hassan Mwinyi He has had a very impeccable contribution to the United Republic of Tanzania, East Africa, and the world at large. We remember him for his humility and his steadfast stewardship, consolidating the works that had been done by his predecessor, the late President Mwalimu Julius Nyerere. He took over the time when so much was expected out of him. But I also think he teaches us how you can calmly and formidably wrestle through a territory which has been predominantly occupied in an influential manner by such a great and impeccable leader like Mwalimu Nyerere without really causing strife. I must say that the challenge which Mzee Mwinyi got was governing the country after his predecessor had almost become omnipresent, both in the United Republic of Tanzania, but also East Africa. The wisdom, the brilliance, the intelligence with which he handled affairs were not easy to be matched. But the late Hassan Mwinyi managed to march through, and through his 10-year tenure of leadership in Tanzania, went through without scathe. We remember him for midwifing the revival of the East African community that had collapsed way back in 1977. I was a young man, but I remember the convening of the meeting which happened in Kampala, Uganda, precisely, I think it was on 10th June, 1993. I remember a few of his words, and I had a chance to buy his memoir. And when I read his memoirs, the last part is what really was of much concern. And in his own words, in his memoir, and I want to quote, he said, "When I look back, I'm inclined to think Mwalimu Julius Nyerere did not understand my leadership style. He must have mistaken my humility for weakness in my presidency." So that in itself shows how respectful, how humid and balanced, of course, he was emotionally in terms of governing a great country which had been founded on a philosophy which wasn't his, but although he could have had his own orientation, he was calm enough to follow through, and he also very quickly picked from where Mwalimu Julius Nyerere had stopped and was able to exit with a huge credit, if not a distinction. His legacy will live on. He has had very great inspiration as one of the leaders who were calm, and even after his exit, he remained still very influential in the politics of East Africa and Africa and the world at large. A lot of reference has been made to him. So whereas we miss him, but we celebrate his life, and we pray that Almighty God rest his soul in eternity.
To the courts of law now, where 4 suspects implicated in the murder case of senior prosecutor Joan Nami were formally committed to the International War Crimes Division Court for trial yesterday. The presented indictment outlines that the Director of Public Prosecutions will rely on 22 exhibits and additional evidence to establish the guilt of the accused parties. Now, these exhibits include firearms, phone recordings, sketch maps, police reports, among others. We have more in this story.
Enhanced security measures were put in place at Nakawa Chief Magistrates Court when the 4 murder suspects of senior prosecutor Joan Nami were scheduled to appear in court. At 10:30 a.m., the accused, Masajage John, Chibuka John, Dan Chisekan Nasul Abdara, stood before Chief Magistrate Elias Kakoza.
And murder of the Assistant Director of Public Prosecution.
Since investigations were concluded, the court proceeded to read the indictment to the accused. According to the indictment, the prosecution relied on 22 exhibits during the trial, including photos, phone recordings, mobile phone clusters, call data records, and details about the motorcycles used by the accused.
Cartridges, that's bullet cases and shells, cybercrime reports and other forensic charge and caution statement of the accused, call and data printouts, police form 17A, DNA analysis report.
The indictment further indicates that Chibuka John, positioned on Masajage John's border, shot Joan Kagezi twice in the neck at Chiwatule, leading to her death.
He, that's accused number one, was armed with one of the two guns, and they were the backup team from accused number 2 and accused number 3 to clear the escape route after the murder of Joan Kagezi.
It's also claimed that Chibuka John was the mastermind of the murder of Joan Kagezi. The court also had that each of the accused received 500,000 Ugandan shillings for the murder, funds provided by Chibuka John from the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Accused number 1 further revealed to investigators that following the murder of Joan Kagezi, went to a witch doctor in Kayunga to perform some rituals on them to protect and prevent them from being arrested for the murder of Joan Kagezi. Accused number 3 complained that the deposit of the money he got was spent on witch doctor to tie the case.
According to the prosecution, all the 4 accused individuals actively participated in the murder of senior prosecutor Joan Nami, which occurred at Chiwatule Nakawa division in Kampala district.
Accused number 1 and another were arrested by police. During interview, accused number 1 confessed to have participated in the murder of Joan Kagezi together with accused number 2, accused number 3, and accused number 4, who also provided the 2 guns used and paid each of them 500,000 shillings as deposit or part payment to execute the murder.
Basing on the presented evidence, Magistrate Elias Kakoza committed the 4 suspects to the International War Crimes Division Court for trial. Joan Nami was brutally shot dead on 30th March 2015. Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.
To Liantonde District now, where Liantonde Deputy District Resident Commissioner has decried the selective enforcement of environmental laws by the Environmental Protection Unit in the district and the country at large. Flanked by the district leadership, the Liantonde Deputy RDC Jeremy Niwamanya says Liantonde is one district that has faced the wrath of extreme weather conditions occasioned by climate change, thus the need to reverse the calamities through environmental protection. This, he said, while interacting with the workers for environment who called on him at the district council hall. Dorcas Kimono reports.
Day 10 of the 518-kilometer walk for water and environment found participants in Liantonde district. The team was welcomed by the district deputy RDC Jeremy Namanya, accompanied by the district council members.
This is not a simple task. It takes someone who has passion for something to do that. Thank you very much, and please continue.
Addressing his guests, the deputy RDC means no words in lauding them for championing the conservative drive.
Most of the community, or even the people out there, don't take environmental issues that serious, isn't it? I think you've also seen it. They don't take these issues that serious. When you tell them about preserving trees, the ozone layer, some of the terms are even complicated. You tell them ozone layer, they're like, what is ozone layer now? You find them a bit far-fetched. But I want to tell you that these issues are not far-fetched. They are already here with us. Effects of climate change are already here with us. So this is the right time and this is the right place to protect our environment.
It is us, the resource users, who are polluting this environment. So it is ourselves again to wake up to ensure that we protect these resources from being depleted.
He, however, registered his dissatisfaction with the Environmental Protection Unit, which he accuses for selective enforcement of the law.
Where we harass the small fish and we leave the big fish. You are harassing a woman an old lady who is growing cabbages somewhere in a small wetland, but you know of someone who is building a petrol station in a wetland. Can we enforce the laws equally? I find it very disheartening. You run after a woman because she's growing sugarcane in a small wetland. You know, she doesn't even have much. But the person who has put a washing bay, person who has put a petrol station, person who is putting up a hotel, you close your eye. Why?
From here, Aradisinamanya led the workers to a tree planting exercise where over 200 tree seedlings were planted in Liantondo Town Council.
So we are now officially flagging you from Liantonde off to Luengo, and we wish you journey masses as you embark on this journey. Thank you very much.
It is 23 minutes after 1 in the studios of UBC TV. We'll now take a short break and return with the latest in sports.
Fred!
Osmosis.
Freddy! Fred Dollar, my boss, CEO Inojo, the general of generals, the conqueror of conquerors, the first and the final, the sky above the skies, the promised land, the terms and the conditions, the international king crocodile, the source of the
Osmosis.
the Nile.
I don't have money today.
Just take a polite loan of 200k to stock my shop. The signs and symptoms of success. The bank commander, not the bank teller.
Why hassle for a loan when you've got MTN Momo? We're sorting it. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# for all quick loans. Choose from the different loan options from our partners and get one that works for you. Together, we're unstoppable.
Amazina Ntinomugisha Grace. Kibina barakyeta Nyabare Women's Goats Rearing Group.
My name is Ntinomugisha Grace and I am part of Nyabare Women Goats Rearing Group, consisting of 30 women. We initially started with a plan to rear goats, but we faced some financial constraints. Fortunately, the IWEP program came to our aid. With the funds we received, we were able to purchase 30 goats.
Twaprayinga twakora ebiri kugendererwaho byona sente twazitunga twagura embuzi 30 twarwanisa kugira ngu tushashure esente ezo.
We were determined to repay the loan even if it meant not making any profits initially. As the goats started giving birth, we sold the offsprings. A portion of the earnings was deposited into the bank and the balance was shared among our members to improve their living standards.
Discover the breaking insights this Thursday on UBC in the 10 p.m. news bulletin. Join us as we delve into special news features from the Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development, telling the story of Uganda's support to municipal infrastructure development. USMID.
Ebisera by'okuzaayo abaana mu masomero tebiteekwa kukaluubiriza n'akatono. Eno kusimba nnyiriri mpanvu kano kalipagano ka bidduka. Simanya kuzunga na banka siripsi. Kati osobola okusasula school fees z'omwana wo ate n'okola n'ebirala ntoko ku ssimu ye ey'omu ngalo. Ekikola kyangu nnyo. Nyiga bunyizi *5*8 ogoberera ebikulagiriddwa oba okozese app ya MTN Momo. Ate kati okola ki olwaleero? MTN Mobile Money Uganda Limited erungamizibwa banka enkulu eya Uganda.
Welcome back from that break, and this is Lunchtime News here on UBC TV. Let's have a look now at some business item. And in a strategic move to elevate service delivery, Link Transportation Company has forged a groundbreaking partnership with Shell and Starbucks. Now, the primary goal of this collaboration is to enhance security measures and address risk-related issues within the transportation sector. Tom Alinda, the Public Relations Officer of Link Bus, highlights that this unique partnership goes beyond just improving services. It's a noteworthy initiative with a strong emphasis on passenger comfort and environmental conservation.
So we're here today to sign a partnership between Link Buses and Starbucks Global. So it is a business relationship that also includes Shell Wabigalo and Tiana. In this relationship, we're going to be using these places, which are very decent places for our buses to stop while in transit, to stop and refresh, like to have our customers refresh themselves. Some at times want to do some short call, long call or whatever. Some want to have a bite, some want to have a drink. So we're going to be using these places, contrary to how it has been, like you go and stop by the roadside and you, in the end, also damage the environment. So we are mindful as a company, as a brand, and looking forward, we're sensitive about environmental protection, and like NEMA discourages these issues of stopping by the roadside and also around river, streams or wetlands to deposit waste. That is why we're choosing to use decent and established places.
Allocated for that. Nkyekakasa nti kikuuma obulamu bwaffe nga bannayuganda n'okutaasa loosi eri kampani.
Sports news now, and we're looking at football, where Standard Chartered Uganda last evening flagged off the winners of the 6th edition of its Standard Chartered Cup futsal tournament that took place on Saturday, the 7th of October 2023 at the MTN Omondi Stadium, Lugogo. The winners, Steel and Tube Industries Limited, will visit the UK, where they will have a tour of the Anfield Stadium. Take a watch.
The Steel and Tube Industries Limited football team that will travel to the United Kingdom for a trip to Anfield comprises of 7 players and a manager. Some of the names include Ben Muchibi, Samuel Kasozi, William Mutiaba, John Ekwaru, and others. The team was flagged off by the Standard Chartered Bank Uganda Chief Executive Officer Sanjay, who congratulated the winners as he emphasized the Liverpool and Standard Chartered partnership.
You become so famous because of where you went. From then you're never going to walk alone. You will have a story that you can tell your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, your community, your friends, your colleagues. You know, when you get into that stadium, and I'll tell you, I'm a Liverpool fan. You know, so get ready to be shaken. You know, but you need to know that you have earned that respect and come back here and say, what are you going to do with that respect? Now, 2010, July, Standard Chartered Bank united with Liverpool Football Club. It was a partnership of purpose. It was a partnership of passion. It was a partnership of prosperity. We both have the same ethos. We want to create bigger impact on human lives. We have the same ethos about being here for good, or like we said, you will never walk alone. So friends, colleagues, I look forward to seeing you in Anfield.
A lot of effort, but as the bank we are committed to ensure that when we promise, we deliver. And so we travel on Friday Maggie made sure that we traveled by Emirates. We wanted to give you the best experience. So the tickets have been sent electronically, downloaded. Guys, your phone is very important. Everyone should take your phone now.
Very much excited. As a team, I need first of all to thank Standard Chartered Bank. I can assure you, like how the CEO said, we are going to be screaming all out there, and I hope and I really hope that we win on Sunday.
The trip to Anfield includes return tickets to and from Manchester Airport, meet and greet with Liverpool legend John Aldridge, accommodation for 3 nights in Liverpool, meals for the team, front seats to the Liverpool vs Man City game on Sunday 10th March, and a grand tour of the Anfield Stadium. To win the highly contested prize, Steel and Tube Industries Limited beat 29 teams who took part in the Standard Chartered Cup last year. The Standard Chartered Cup is an international 5-a-side football tournament that is hinged on the bank's Liverpool sponsorship and offers football fans a money-can't-buy opportunity trip to the Anfield Stadium.
Congratulations to those people from Steel and Tube Industries who will be going to tour that magnificent stadium, Anfield. And that story brings us to the end of this edition of Lunchtime News here on UBC TV. Thank you so much for having kept us company. I'm Rukidi Edward Kijanangoma, wishing you a blessed afternoon.